KUGAN, CASSIUS, IFL TV, MTK Global. What are you doing? You strange little man. Oh, careful, Barry.
Sorry, mate.
Be careful, son. How many times have you been recognised here?
It's been brilliant. I've had one person come up and say, "And I loved you against Pedrosa," and someone else come up and said, "Sorry about the Frampton split," and so it's been ridiculous. And so it's not that Barry.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I like that one.
And then someone said, "When you're going to get him? When you're going to get him with Lee Selby?" And I said, "No, I'm not that Barry either. He's from Sheffield." Okay, Galahad, of course.
Did anyone recognise you from your spat with Prince Patel? No?
No, people forget about that and you keep bringing it up. So,
sorry,
yeah,
sorry,
thank you. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, but no.
The lights have changed here.
It's great,
different
isn't
mood.
it? Funny you get the photos lights.
By the way, we're in Canada.
Yeah.
So Barry...
Sorry, excuse me, has Mossy gone back into that room?
Yes, John, yeah. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry,
I didn't realise you were doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Oh, I do apologise.
That's all right, John
Sorry, I
Rawlings.
thought you were just
It's
chatting.
completely acceptable.
This is John, it's all about me rolling. John, it's all about me rolling.
I thought you were just chatting.
There you go.
No,
You can
You're
follow,
so relaxed, you see.
This is the giveaway.
you can
John.
follow John on Twitter at John Rawling and also on Grindr at Sexy Beast.
Sorry.
Hey, you two rows in
I can't
front of me on
stand
the
him. I can't
plane.
stand him.
Really?
No, I really hate him. He's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
You're all right.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. He's just,
It's all right. It's all right.
he's just, he bullies me and stuff like that.
It's all right. It's all right.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you were 2 rows in front of me on the plane, but you were actually in a different class altogether, weren't you?
Yeah, I know that.
Were you premium?
I don't know what it's called. I don't know. It's a
Okay.
different world I'm in now,
All that
mate.
separated me and you was like a...
Yeah, plastic sheet. Pretty much, yeah. Like that. Like the weirdest porno ever.
Oh no, absolutely. We are in Laval.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Lovely and warm here.
Well, maybe, yeah. People say, my missus, I spoke to my missus on the phone, she said, "How is it out there?" I said, "I don't know, because it's too fucking cold. You can't see, you can't go out to see anything, can you?" Literally, I went from one restaurant to a bar, it's about 100, maybe less than 100 yards, and I almost died. It was so cold.
I'm not going to disbelieve you, because you have to be here to actually... No one can explain how cold it is
It's crazy.
here.
It was like minus 15 or 16 last night. I wish I wouldn't have shaved my chest now. What a regretful episode.
What did you make of the weigh-in? There's a bit of Dominic was going off his nut.
Well, do you know what? He's right as well, Dominic. I know he was a little bit over the top, but if he hasn't seen the scales, then their weight shouldn't be official.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the whole point. They should be there and they should be able to see it. And I think they were surrounded, and obviously didn't make the weight first of all, did Lemieux, and then obviously had to take his pants off to make the weight. And I'm sure he did, but they should be able to see it. And I think Dominic was in his rights, and I think and he didn't get to see it again, and that's an issue. But you're talking, here or there, and Billy made the weight, and he looks in good shape, and he's in good frame of mind, and that's the most important part. And this is by far the biggest fight of his career.
Expecting Billy Joe Saunders to do the necessary job on Lemieux tomorrow?
Yeah, and I think almost everyone's on the same page. They expect Billy to outbox Lemieux for the most part. It's just always that fear factor that Lemieux can hurt and hit you with either hand, and knock you out, and he can. He's not just a left hooker. He's got a big right hand as well. But his feet are not as fast as his hands. And I think if Billy stays concentrated, stays on the balls of his feet, plenty of angles, then I think he skates to a convincing but hard victory over 12 rounds.
We've got the big man here.
Yeah.
Not you.
The big man. Yeah,
Tyson Fury here. Obviously the good news for Fury that he's free to fight now after the UK situation has been resolved. I don't know if we understand every bit of it.
Yeah, but he's free to apply for a British boxing ball license again, and I'm sure that'll be a formality. And we've just seen he did a good interview with BT Sport just a minute ago, and he seems he's an intelligent man, Tyson, for all his antics and his messing rounds. He actually knows what he's doing. He knows the game. He knows the sport inside and out, not just the stuff he has to do in the ring and the gym, but he knows the business side as well. So he knows he's a commodity, and people know, and he has to be in the mix of big fights. And I think by the end of next year, he will be in a big fight. I mean a real big fight. And it might not be Joshua, it might be one of the other champions, Parker or Wilder, but I think they all want to fight him. And also, because he's been out for such a long time, they will have fancied their chances more than they did maybe 18 months ago. So, I think it's an interesting time, and it's a great time for heavyweight boxing. And that's good for boxing in general, because that trickles down to all the other weights and adds excitement, adds new fans. and then we all get paid.
Boxing has missed Tyson Fury in the last 2 years, hasn't it?
It has. He's a character. You know, I think, but Joshua's kept it going, and you know, Joshua's has been a revelation. And I think, you know, and for what people say, he's robotic, and you know, and he, you know what you're going to get with Joshua. He still hits you and hurts you, and I think he's been exciting. And he's brought a whole new client base, fan base to the sport, and that's been great. And he's been a real great role model. But Tyson's a different sort of character. And I think you need those conflicting characters, and that's what builds for what we call super fights. And I think them two fighting will be one of the biggest fights financially and crowd-wise that maybe the sport's ever seen.
Since you fought?
Since I fought against 400 people in the Star Ledge Centre in Cardiff in 1992. Yeah. Anyways,
nothing wrong with the memory, though.
Listen, no, it's not. No, there's not. Anyway, 20 years I won a world title next week.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, 20 years.
Congratulations.
Since I was gifted my world title. I'm hoping that no one comes back and says, listen, we made the mistake.
But do people remember you as a world champion?
Unbelievable.
I'm only joking. I won't bring you up again, I promise.
No.
Ever.
Bring what up again?
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
You've done a good job.
Barry Jones, wrap up warm. Thermals.
Wrap up.
Wrap up. Wrap up warm.
I don't understand. What is that? Some sort of joke about my height going up? I can't because I can only. What are you trying to say?
No, because it's cold outside. Wrap up.